Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Yes, sir. That's where we're at. Good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners. Good morning, everyone. And Reatha, good morning, Reatha, too. How are you, Reatha?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
And I'm totally up to par here, right, Reatha? I mean, I'm calling you like 30 seconds before the show to chat a little bit. And Reatha says, by the way, Jim, we're on in like 30 seconds. Oh, okay. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
And, of course, I almost didn't get back on because it made me hang up the phone.
Yeah. So it'd be my fault if Reatha was on late. But anyway, we've got the easywayfam.com. Well, I'll tell you, growing in leaps and bounds. And this is exciting, I'll tell you, in the new age, what's going on. I'm just trying to keep up with everything, but it's exciting. With everything that's down, there's a lot of things that are going on, right, Reed?
Absolutely, like the wall. We've got a promo to tell you all about the wall, too. Let's have that
cool.
promo.
We're going to do the promo. Sounds like a winner. And if the promo's not coming out, we can talk about that. The wall is building like in leaps and bounds. And Reatha's up. There we go.
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EasywayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Come and join the Easyway Wall today. Sign up at wall.easywaybroadcasting.com or text EasywayWall to 55678.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. It connects people together.
It does
Go
indeed.
on there
and connecting, we're going to connect people with their hot topic time and get you up to date. And there we go.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic.
Well, we've lost a couple of the great ones. Even as we're speaking, the procession for Congressman John Lewis is proceeding where they're going to lay his body in state. And he's one of the icons of the civil rights movement. And he was just the epitome of nonviolence. So when you contrast that with what we're seeing today, we can appreciate the work that John Lewis did from the beginning of the civil rights movement. He was the youngest speaker to just even up until days before he passed. He has been representing just nonviolence and civil rights. And, of course, we also lost Regis Philbin, who was the epitome of the television talk show host, starting off with Joey Bishop and ending with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I think was probably the last show he actually consistently hosted. But he would pop in and visit, and just a lovely, lovely man. So we will wish both of their families God's peace as they go through this time of mourning. Also, just real quickly, did you know that we were running out of coins? Apparently, we are running out of coins. So I don't know if you should save them because they're going to be worth more, or whether you should turn them in because they're not going to be worth anything. But dimes, nickels, quarters, we're running out of them. And, Jim, what's your hot topic this morning?
Right. It's the coronavirus and transportation and all the connections. It's slowing things down with the coins. Joe Biden getting ready to pick a VP, and we're going to let it go at that because it'll keep the interest going. Mets Yankees start season with wins. Yes, baseball is back, but the fans aren't. When you look up there, the fans are kind of there up in the stands, but they're all cardboard cutouts people. And I guess what they do is when somebody gets a home run, they just put it on a speaker with all the people cheering. So you got cardboard fans. Yes, Regis Philbin passed away from heart disease, 60 years in show business, hosted live morning programs from L.A. to New York. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Regis and Kathy. And everybody loved Regis. I'll tell you, we've been watching him for a long time. Virus tops 16 million globally. Further plans to improve testing. Experts say that this is something that will take some time. It's not something you're going to push through real quick. America tops 4 million in the corona cases, and top standard advice, the advice is that that's standing, mask and social distancing, basically. And check out the mask. You want to have the right kind of mask because, those masks that seal your face, I've kind of, heard a few things. Maybe it's not good to breathe the same air, so check the best thing for that. And the virus is hitting the nursing homes. Inspections were not, some of it wasn't being kept up with, so the president has new guidelines making it stricter. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien tested positive for AIDS. For the coronavirus. So let's make that. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien tested positive for the coronavirus. What I meant is there is the AIDS of the president. Sorry about that. So anyway, President has a bill lowering pharmaceutical costs to Americans. This is a big savings for those with all kinds of issues, diabetes and everything. So we're going to be cutting the cost on that. And there's been really high prices throughout Europe, throughout the United States, and the European costs were down, and it's because we're kind of covering the cost. So $200 medication for us could cost them maybe $10. So that's all going to change. Hurricane Douglas approaches the Hawaiian Islands, waves, rain, everything, and then we got Hurricane Hannah hits Texas with big winds and everything. So President Trump says people have the right to protest, but we don't want the violence, guys, okay, because they hit a lot of buildings and national parks and a lot of places getting hit pretty hard. People getting hurt, some people getting shot, and we don't want the violence. So the protests are okay, but let's keep the violence down, or let's eliminate it. So read so much stuff going on. Schools may reopen, but they're giving a warning. A lot of the experts say, go in with a little grain of salt here. We open up the schools. There's going to be guidelines, just like a lot of the businesses you go in. If you notice when you go into your bank, like I went to a bank, one at a time. You have to wear the mask. Got to stay away from the teller, about 10 feet or so. And let's see. We got, what do we have here? Well, I think time-wise, I think that's all I got.
Right now.
Yeah, I got
it's
so much more to tell you. Commercial time.
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EasyWayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Come and join the EasyWay Wall today. Sign up at wall.easywaybroadcasting.com or text EasyWayWall to 55678.
EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the events, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
Looking to take the next step? Join the EasyWay Network and become part of our EasyWay family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to easywaypromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EasyWay to 55678.
Yes, indeed, Reef. I'll tell you, there's so much news. There's a lot I want to share, but we only have so much time. As far as the unemployment, we have a $600 situation going down to $200, and the stimulus checks, Reef, they are going to be coming out basically the same as last time, $1,200 single, $2,400 for couples. So, okay, moving right along here, we have like I said before on many shows, we have interesting guests. We always have interesting guests. This is another guest that I put in the very interesting category, very unique, and his name is Stephen Sughrim, and he is the builder of lifestyle, living in Dominionaire, $3 million in sales. Personal philosophy is bringing people together, and it's what he's doing. It's basically building a community of like-minded individuals, and that's what we need. So we're going to bring him on because what I would have to share with you, there's just so much. He's a chief visionary officer, Dominion Air Lifestyle. He has over 30 years of business experience, so listen up, take notes. He has personality grow teams of well over 100,000. This is a successful guy. He has generated over $3 million, like I said, in sales. Successful founder and co-founder of several online and offline businesses. He has co-owned several restaurants throughout Seattle, Washington, and he is the formulator of OSHA Food Spice Rub. So we're going to bring him on here. Steve, you on with us?
Yes, James, I'm here.
There he is. We got you. Hello, Steve. This is Reatha Gray. Reatha, Steve Sughrim.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Okay, first off, did I get that last name right, Steve?
You got it right, Sughrim.
Oh, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we want to thank you for coming on and slowing down to the pace of Radio Boomers Live. Don't doze off. We are on point, okay? A little slower than Eric's show, but we are on point. Anyway, Steve, you've got so much going on here, and what was it that brought you into? Is it just you noticed there's a need to bring people together, especially like-minded individuals? What got you started in this little situation or big situation you're in?
Well, James, it all started with really looking at the world we live in and knowing that there's so much more that we were born with and equipped with and been given the capacity and the ability for even greater than our lives, because we were created in the image and the likeness of God, and knowing that is that likeness is within, and so greatness is within, and a lot of people are not tapping in and utilizing the God-given gifts that we possess within. And one famous quote by the late Miles Monroe, he asked the question, where do you think the richest place on planet Earth is? And he waited, and then he gave the answer, the graveyard. And why? Because many people go to the graves with their dreams, their ideas, the inventions, the books they never read, the films they've never edited, directed, So in knowing that, our goal and our dream was to help empower people around the world. Empower them in ways that people don't think of empowering, because I always see a need, in the marketplace. You talk about, I'm a formulator of OSHA spice rubs. And anytime that things done differently, then what I do is I just pray on it. And sometimes I don't even have to pray on it. I mean, spiritually, that download actually takes place in my spirit man. The solution to the problems that I identify as a problem and seek for the divine solutions. So this is how I operate. This is when I see a need, I get the spiritual download, and not just the spiritual download, but I get the blueprint on how to execute that answer.
Very interesting.
So you're building are you building a literal community of like-minded people, are like houses, and you're all going to live in the same community?
Okay, great question. So to give you the backdrop, when we initially started the project, we started with a concept of transforming lives around the world. And, we do so through our mission. And our mission is really just to create a world which all human beings are respected, honored, and cared for, and just to provide resources, natural resources. Jesus said a good and pure religion is to take care of the orphans and the widows. He said, if a man is hungry, feed him. If he's naked, clothe him. If he's thirsty, give him something to drink. That's just taking care of bare human necessities, but that expresses the love. So, for example, if, like in some countries, widows are outcasts. Orphans, obviously, there's a reason why they're orphans. I mean, they didn't ask to come into this world, but they shouldn't have to pay a price for our actions, But take, for example, widows, who have so much that it can contribute to their community and to society. So why not take them, create fair trade businesses, like teach them how to make clothes and furniture and jewelry, and create these fair trade businesses so that way it can be a contributor to society, That's for example. But what we've done is taken it down now to a personal level and expressing that through individuals. So we've put together systems and businesses to help individuals, because our mission now on an individual level is the same concept, is to promote personal prosperity now at an individual level, spirit, soul, and body. And in doing so, we create systems. We look at areas on, how could we create personal prosperity? How could we, empower them to, contribute to their community and to this global society we're building? And it's all about collaboration. In today's day and age, we have to collaborate. We have to come together as one and unite as one, because divided we fall, united we stand, right? And this is what it's about. So in this community of like-minded people around the world, and we're already in 22 countries right now with what we've put together in the social collaboration and some of the projects that we've put together. And so it's bringing this concept of global collaboration of like-minded that wants to change their life and understand what it truly means to live in dominion as a joint heir, because we lost dominion, we regained dominion, we became joint heir, but it's a lifestyle. And, and this has been paraphrased by many motivational and inspirational speakers as well, and it's all biblically based too.
I would call it the VG scenario, vital guidance, because what you're doing is, it's everything. And, people need this, because a lot of people, they could be successful in business, they could be, homeless, or whatever the scenario, A to Z. But they could also be floating out in the sea with no rudder, and they're just kind of drifting around. And they wind up with a lot or nothing, and they're still kind of lost, and you kind of have a little guidance system that brings them. And they said, what's the most vital place in life? What was the question that they said, what's the most important place? And they said the cemetery. What was the question for that?
Yes. Which is the most, yes. Where's the richest place on planet Earth? The graveyard.
Richest place. Well, I would say the richest place on vital Earth is the heart. The heart, where the heart and soul, where the person's thoughts and faith and beliefs are. Because they find out after a while that it's definitely not stuff, because all stuff does is give you a headache. You got a lot of stuff all over the place. And Reatha and I know about that.
That's right.
And it's not like we have a lot of valuable stuff all over, but whether it's valuable stuff or not, it's just we accumulate a lot of things that aren't needed. And we find out at the end, especially when you find out it's getting close to the end, that what it's about is what you're talking about, is faith and belief and these kind of scenarios. You're definitely so you're talking. You had $3 million in sales, and how old were you when you started off? 30 years in the business experience. So I guess you're a young baby boomer. Would I be right to assume that?
Yes, young baby boomer. Yes, I started out at a very young age in the industry. My background, a chef by trade, and that's how I came up with that formulation. And actually, it in itself has a testimony. I was in a grocery store, and I'll make this quick. And there was a line of spice rub was just launched by a famous chef here in Seattle. And so I'm in the store and I'm reading the ingredients. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, wow, there's a lot of salt. And I'm saying there's a rub for pork, for lamb, for chicken, for beef. I got to buy 8 different rubs and keep them in my pantry. And depending on the protein I'm cooking that day, I have it available. And then the thought came, I wonder how come no one, thought about creating a flavored profile spice rub. And then I heard in a voice say, why don't you create it? I literally looked over my shoulders and I thought someone said that to me, and they said, well, it wasn't. It was the Holy Spirit. And I dismissed that thought. I dismissed that voice, and I kept reading, and then I heard it again, and I said, then I realized, okay, you help me, I'll do it. Long story short, 6 months in the formulation kitchen. In 3 months, I used to, because I'm a power, I believe in visualization. God saw the end from the beginning and spoke it into existence. So I visualized my products when I had the prototypes. I'll put them in the shelf in the grocery store. 3 months later, I was, handing out samples and what have you. But anyways, one Friday evening at 4:45, the Holy Spirit said, call Oscar right now. He was one of the buyers of one of the large chain. I called him and I asked him, hey, did you try the rubs yet? He said no, but I guess he said, listen, I got friends and family coming over the weekend. We got a barbecue. I'll take it with me. So I said, I'll stay on the phone until you put those rubs in your briefcase. And he chuckled and he said, okay, Steve, I got it. Okay, Monday morning, Oscar calls me, Steve, how quickly can you get this into distribution? Rave reviews. They want to know where they can get it, and the rest was history on that. So as a result of that, in 2010, I got exposed to the quote-unquote networking industry in 1995, fell in love with it because I watched so many lives blessed as a result, and it was just a thought in my heart, nothing more than I would love to own one day. Well, in 2010, that opportunity presented itself, and the rest is history from there on in terms of doors being open, in terms of development and systems and products and different ideas, concepts that were dropped in my spirit.
Well, you definitely get through to people because you're talking $3 million in sales, and then you built teams of over 100,000. A lot of people listening now, the whole thing is, how do I get people to join? How do I build teams? How do I get if it's one of those communities where you build whatever? What would you say the secret to selling people to this? What's maybe 1 or 2 tips to get through to people, to get them to turn their head and look at you and go, hey, this is interesting. I think I'm going to join up.
You see, a lot of times where people go wrong is they try to sell you something, and it's not about selling you something because it's about the solution. And if you could identify the solution and you have the answer, right? Well, the problem, pardon me. You identify the problem, but you have the solution to it. You're not trying to sell them. Because most people, if you look at life, okay, either they're not happy with life for many reasons, okay, because, we have multimillionaires, committing suicide. So it's not about the money, right? So, and then we've got, the guy in the street corner that's begging, that's happier than anything can be, right? And he doesn't have anything. So we know it's not about that. So we have to go deeper. What is it? What is our ideal lifestyle that we should be living? What do we, if money didn't matter and nothing mattered and time was all we have, what would be your ideal lifestyle? What would you be doing right now? Would you be, helping out? Would you be, in the mission field? What would you be doing? What's your ideal lifestyle? And if we could identify that, in some cases, sure, it's money because we need money as well, But once we identify that, now we say, okay, what is the solution? But let's identify the problem first. Okay, what is your why? What lifestyle? Yeah.
So you have a network of people. What are the benefits of being within your network?
So within our network, what we have done is we've created an opportunity because we're more about, in empowering people, okay? So it's about empowerment and enriching their lives by bringing education and bringing the knowledge. People perish for lack of vision, for lack of knowledge. And knowledge isn't just power. We hear it a lot that knowledge is power, but the reality is applied knowledge is power. So we help people understand the difference between a liability and an asset. What is asset accumulation? And it's all biblically based because Proverbs says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children, and I go even a further generation. It's about leaving a legacy. Are we doing that, or are we leaving a liability? We're leaving our bills behind. See, and this is where we want the mindset to be shifted. There's certain paradigm shifts that are taking place right now on the earth, and it happens at so many years in time, and right now it's happening. We have entered in what you call Web 3.0, which is, we went from the IBM days to Web 2.0, which is, cloud computing. Now we are into what you call decentralized computing. And so we're bringing this type of knowledge to people so they start thinking and being proactive. There's so much going on in the space of, say, blockchain and cryptocurrency, for instance. 2015, I did a lot of research, understood the industry. And so part of what our portfolio brings for them is the education. We've got a live built-in Bitcoin wallet built into our system to help educate them so they can get the experience of what it means. And we've got a website we built, called DominionCryptoNews.com, so that way they can get the information, because information is shifting so quickly. So it's the empowerment of saying, listen, first it starts with the mind. We have to renew our mind. So we give them education on that. We have collaboration with other individuals that are mindset coaches. We have financial training by Bishop Johnson out of California, because, things your parents don't teach you about money management, and that's a big piece of it. Are they managing their money wisely? And this is all part of asset accumulation. Are they buying liabilities or assets? And a lot of people never really thought. They live paycheck to paycheck. We want to shift that cycle. We want to break that cycle by giving them the education and the resources, health and wellness. This is our temple. We have one temple, one body, and we have to take care of it. A lot of people don't, they're not mindful of it, and so we want to bring the education. We want to bring these type of things to them. Internet marketing. Right now, every eyeball is on the internet because of this COVID thing. Yeah. So how do we capture those eyeballs to whatever product or service you're offering? So these are just some of the things that they get with our platform for empowerment.
So you
now you're on the Easy Way wall, correct?
I am, yes.
You are, so people can get in touch with you on the Easy Way wall. How long have you been on the wall, and
what was your experience coming across Eric?
Oh, my experience actually was through Josh Liskey with IHP GLOBAL.
Okay. Josh is amazing.
Yes, and then I met Eric in California. And you were
Josh
there,
is a record breaker, I'll tell you. He's something else.
Yes, and I had to give props to him because, yes, that's how I met Eric. And Eric and I hit it off. We talked about what the project I was working on at that time. We were in beta launch at the time. And he loved the concept of, the whole Dominionaire lifestyle concept. And then we've been in touch since then. So, yes, and I've been on the wall, I believe, about a week now, or possibly going on 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
The wall is amazing. And it's a changing time. Go ahead, Reatha.
I was going to say, so people who want to be a part of this type of lifestyle, this light-minded thinking, they can get in contact with you by going to the Easy Way wall, looking you up under Steve. How do you spell your last name, Steve?
Steve Sughrim, Sughrim.
Sughrim.
Correct.
And they can get in touch with you and become a part of your network.
Absolutely, yes.
I love it.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
We want to thank you a lot, Steve, because we know you're a busy guy, and coming on and slowing down the pace for Reatha and I, and coming on our show, and he would love to have you back again. And we want to thank Josh Liskey for the introduction to Eric. And it's like we say, it's changing times, and you're definitely on the right path, helping a lot of people. And looks like this is going to keep growing because you definitely have a knack for it.
Amen. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me as a guest of the show. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to being on it again in the future.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
And with that,
Nice
Reatha,
meeting
it looks
you,
like
Greg.
it's a commercial, and then Carmelita's Corner. Can't wait for Carmelita.
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EasywayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Come and join the Easyway Wall today. Sign up at wall.easywaybroadcasting.com or text EasywayWall to 55678. Looking to take the next step? Join the Easyway Network and become part of our Easyway family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to easywaypromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text Easyway to 55678.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And let's move into Carmelita's Corner. See what's going on with Carmelita. And Reatha, do we have Carmelita?
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Well, hello there. Hello there, Radio Land. We've got great guests lined up for you today, coming your way, and what we're presenting to you is a musical couple, Greg Bartheld and his lovely wife, Masami Asahina, and they make amazing music together, and Greg, of course, hails from America, and his lovely wife, Masami, hails from Japan. She is a composer, pianist, renowned there, and she's achieved so much in her time of composing. She's worked with the Chinese International Cultural Exchange, and she's also composed music that was used for the opening of a newly constructed bridge in Japan. She has done many collaborations, and she's been sought after as a musician and performed here in the States, where she now resides with her husband, as I mentioned, Greg. And she's been invited to play at various locations, such as the Bellagio Hotel in Vegas. And she's worked with the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra in Tokyo and the Kansai Philharmonic Orchestra in Osaka. And I want to welcome Masami. Good morning, Masami. Are you there? Well, I'm going to jump over to her husband, Greg Bartheld, who is a sound consultant. He's worked with many greats. He's got a long list of achievements in the music world in production and recording. He's worked with the BBC, Good Morning America, the Today Show, and LA Meets Tokyo. Some of his clients include household names such as Barbra Streisand, Barry Manilow, who he's toured to both Europe and Israel with, and he's also worked with Bette Midler, Placido Domingo, Leon Ware, Melissa Manchester, Christina Aguilera, Jamie Foxx, and his lovely wife, Masami. He's also worked with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, and he's received many awards. We were just joking this morning about all his gold records. I told him if he had any to spare, he could throw one my way. But right now, we're just waiting for them to come on the air. Are you there, Greg and Masami? Good morning. Well, perhaps we'll have to do some musical imagination. I'm wondering if they're tuned in to the network. They need to. I know they were listening earlier this morning because they said they were on the air, and now we just need to get them on. Okay, perhaps we can go to a commercial while we get connected with them. Let's have another commercial.
EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the events, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@EasyWayBroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
We're going to be on together.
Yes.
Do it together.
Right.
Okay. Bye.
Hello, do we have Greg and Masami?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello. Greg?
Oh, yes, are you there?
Yes, I've been here. I've been here with open arms, waiting for you and Masami.
Hi. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes.
Okay.
We were here.
All right.
We were here. Okay. Well, thank you for having us on. It's exciting to be here with you.
Okay. It's exciting to have you both. I just got through reading your credits, both of you, and it's quite an achievement. I was joking with you earlier. You were talking about all of your gold records, and you didn't seem to know what to do with them. So I said you can throw one my way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us about how you got started? Let me start with you first, Greg. What led you to your career as a sound consultant and also video producer?
Well, I've actually, just been in the business all my life. Started out as a musician at a young age. And in all my bands, I was always called the professor because I did all the connecting and running the sound and the PAs and all that stuff. And next thing you know, I end up with a big studio in Hollywood on the corner of Hollywood and Vine on the 6th floor. And there I did movies and TV and a bunch of Japanese albums that went #1 and worked with people like Jorge Colindrelli and Bruce Hornsby did an album at my studio. Some of the Japanese records went #1. I did, TV shows and movies. And then I, branched out and became a music editor. I created sound design for keyboards, a corporation that had a keyboard out, and so I did all the sounds. And my studio was the first major MIDI studio in L.A. It was like $1 million studio. And our only rival was kind of MIDI City in New York, so I was on the cover of Mix Magazine and we were working with bands like Chicago, touring with Chicago and Ambrosia, people like that. And, so I've done every different part of the music business, being on tour with Barbra Streisand, going, all through Europe and Israel and Barry Manilow. And then, I just finished, his new album just came out, Night Songs 2, which I recorded, mixed, and mixed. So that's, and I'm recording, I'm mixing and mastering upcoming bands that are really great. So I'm really excited about some of these people. Other than that, that's, I've just been doing this all my life.
Well, that's amazing, Greg, and very commendable. And you said you were operating out of Los Angeles, California, right?
Yep. Hollywood and Vine.
Hollywood and Vine. You can't get more Hollywood than that.
And now it's turned. Yeah, we could just look out the window and see Capitol Records right there, and which I've worked at many a times. But now it's high-rise luxury apartments. But it was originally owned by Howard Hughes, and he used to drive his car into the elevator and go to the top. But that was, he was gone by the time we got there. Anyway, funny little story.
Well, I believe that's the same building where James Brown had his office, near the top of the building. It's been so long ago, I'm not quite sure. Actually, wait a minute. Let me take that back. I think his was on the corner of Hollywood and Sunset Boulevard. Wasn't there a restaurant at the very top there? I know that was the place at one time to go.
But down in the bottom. Well, actually, in our place, there wasn't really a restaurant in the top, but there was a Ernie's Deli, I think, at the bottom, and now it's a famous sushi restaurant. I forget what it is now, but it's big, fancy, sushi place.
Yeah, well, things are changing so fast in Hollywood.
I know.
Yeah, a lot has gone on. In fact, we can attribute some of the major architectural progressive movements to Hollywood Arts Council, which is a arts group that's been around for many, many years. Nyla Arslanian and her husband, Oscar Arslanian, who's a former president of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, had a lot to do with that. And also, one of our dear friends who's probably listening in right now, our former senior Senator Pasquale Bettio, who heads Sharing Friends of the Arts and the Artery USA. He and his partner, Deborah Gilman, they've all been part of that Hollywood scene with the arts, and the development, as we see, as the new face of Hollywood. I like to refer to it as.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's changed a lot over the years.
Oh yeah, it really has grown, and
for the better.
And this is where everybody wants to be. I mean, it attracts people from all over the world. And look at your wife, Masami.
Yes.
Can you tell us what drew you to America, and how did you meet your husband, Greg?
Yes. I love nature, and I love meditation. So I met him in like a philosophy seminar with meditation kind of seminar, and we prayed together, and we enjoyed being together. So I came to LA. Now we are creating music together. We are very excited.
Yeah.
Well, your music is spectacular. I've had the opportunity to listen to some of it, and it's amazing how you manage to continuously create and produce. I mean, it's one thing to, get the inspiration, then another thing to get it down so that other people can hear it. You know, sometimes, and I don't know about you, but you probably get inspiration very, very early in the morning. You know, I was just listening to Les Brown recently, and he says that the angels come to him between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. He said, can't they come at a time a little bit later when he can get some sleep, you know? But I've often, you know, received, you know, music that comes to my head, and sometimes I say, I wish I had a tape recorder hooked up to my head so that I could play it back later, you know. But now, how do you retain your inspiration if you get a tune that comes to your head? What do you do to hold on to that and to you bring it to unfolding so that other people can hear it?
Well, here's the interesting thing is actually when Masami, you know, when we came together and she came to my house, I have a nice big Mason Hamlin 7th grand piano, and she brought a grand piano and an upright. So I had to build another room for her. And so what she does is she would write everything out note for note on paper, you know, so, and she still does that before we record. She'll write everything out. Now I've got her into Sibelius because I would walk in and go, oh, no, this is the intro in the middle of the song. And then she'd have to get the eraser out, you know, and move everything around. Now she just does it on the computer. But she would, you know, get everything written out note for note. And it doesn't sound like she's reading because she knows it. It's just kind of, you know, looking at it. But what we're doing now is we have 3 studios on the property here. And upstairs is our writing room now. And so we've got 2 pianos and my synthesizer rig. And I'll just say, okay, let's do something meditational. And I'll just hit record, and we both start playing, and it's like, oh, my gosh, it's a great song. We love it, you know. So it just comes out, and, you know, she just plays these chords that are so gorgeous and beautiful, and I just riff off that, and, you know, and I come up with these weird synth sounds, and I'll start playing something, and then she takes off, and we keep getting these songs that was basically one time through. Well,
on that note, I would like for our listening audience to hear what you just created. I think this morning, as a matter of fact, we were set to play another selection, and then you said, oh, we've got to hear The View. So I think it's time for I think it's time for our audience to get a sample of what you do.
Okay, great.
Let's hear it.
And this was written by Masami and I.
Okay. gorgeous. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, and you created that this morning?
No. I got the mix finished last night. Actually, just put the drums and the bass on in the last couple days, and that kind of finished off the thing. And now we already have a video for it, and we just need to drop it in and render it. So that takes a little bit. So it'll, the video hopefully will be actually done today.
Mhm. Well, that's wonderful, and I'm sure that our producer's going to want everybody to see and hear that. That's a work of art. I'm sure I saw your other video about Ruby Lake, and it's just simply very inspiring, and the music, of course, is beautiful. And it's the kind of thing that I think would put people in a meditative state and lift them to a higher consciousness. And that's what your music does for me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's our concept, is to just try to let people escape from the harsh realities.
Yeah, we like to make people happy and going through our music journey.
Yes. And I just want to say that people can learn more about you by visiting your website, Masami. If they go to masamimusic.com, spelled M as in Mary, A, S, A as in Apple, M as in Mary, I, music.com. And you also have a collaboration with Greg with your www.ignitenow.com and learn more about you. Ignited, right?
Yeah, ignited, ED.
Ignitednow.com.
Yeah, ignitednow.com, yeah.
Yes. So I highly recommend everybody to look you up, to learn more about you. And again, I want to congratulate you on
thank you so much.
Yes, and I look forward to hearing more of your music. And again, I encourage everybody to go to the website and look you up. And is there anything you want to say before we get ready to ride off into the sunset, as I always say?
No, just thank you very much for having us on. We both enjoyed it here. Yes. we got smiles on our face.
Yes.
Big smiles.
Yes.
Looking to take the next step? Join the Easy Way Network and become part of our Easy Way family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to easywaypromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EasyWay to 55678.
And it's tech time. Okay, well, I guess we won't have a lead-in to tech time, but it is tech time. And just real quickly today, I was talking to someone, and they said, what's a smart TV? Or I asked them, actually, do you have a smart TV? And they said, what's a smart TV? And if you haven't been shopping for a television in a few years, almost all of the TV brands now are smart TVs. You get these flat screens. Remember the old days where they were big and bulky and they had tubes? Now they're flat screens. But the difference between a smart TV and a regular TV is the fact that you can have all of these apps on your TV. That's right, apps that are just like the apps on your phone. So you can get Roku, you can get Apple TV, you can get the new Disney Plus channel, and that's how we happened to talk about it. They wanted to get the Disney Plus channel. They had their checkbook ready. They had their credit card ready, whatever they had to do to pay for it, but they couldn't find it anywhere because you have to get it on a smart TV or one of those adapters like an Apple TV box or a Roku box and add the app for Disney Plus. So if you've been trying to see Hamilton and you can't, it's because you either need a smart TV or you need a plug-in. And if you have an older TV, chances are you can't really plug it in. But you can get some old adapting wires. But the best way to go, and they're so inexpensive nowadays compared to what TVs used to cost, you need to go buy a smart TV. Now, you do have to have Wi-Fi in your house in order to bring the smart TV apps into your TV. But other than that, if you've got Wi-Fi, you can plug in a smart TV, and it literally pretty much sets itself up. You just have to give your information, like your name and your email address, and you will have a smart TV. And trust me, you will have more channels than you will be able to watch. So if you're looking for a new TV or you're trying to get all of these stations on your TV, the easiest way is to go out and buy yourself a new smart TV. And that's our tech time. And let's turn it over to Jim.
Gems from Jim. And Reatha, where does all this endless information come from? I'll tell you, this is amazing stuff. I take notes when Reatha does her reports because, and I did that, Reatha. I got one of these TVs. So, guys, I come across a lot of interesting articles, and I found one in a Motley Fool, and I wonder what's going on with this Corona stuff. Where are people putting their money? It's upside down and inside out now, and nobody knows what to do because everything had changed. Like real estate, they say, well, forbearance is out there. A lot of forbearances. People get a 3-month break in paying their mortgage. They get a little break, but then they got to pay the full amount. Or some lucky ones get it put on the tail end of their loan, so they don't have to. All they have to do is start paying again. Well, a lot of them aren't going to be able to do that, so the forbearances fall into foreclosures, and the foreclosures flood the market. This is stuff. So what I'm going to do is jump into where people put their money if they have some money to invest in. The top 10 coronavirus stocks to buy right now. All right, legendary investor Warren Buffett once said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Buffett has used this time-tested strategy to amass vast wealth over in the stock market, and so can you. So I'm going to give you a couple of these stocks they're talking about that are supposed to be on point. Amazon, few businesses will benefit from people staying at home than Amazon.com. So, okay, few businesses will benefit more from people staying at home, okay? So Amazon is a good one. When thousands of retail stores closing around the U.S. and across the world, Amazon and other online retailers are enjoying the booming sales. JD.com. China is one of the few countries where Amazon doesn't dominate e-commerce. The world's most populous nation is JD.com's domain. Then we have PayPal. Higher e-commerce sales should also benefit PayPal by eliminating the need for people to enter their credit card information each time they make a purchase. PayPal helps to make buying things online easier, faster, and more secure. Facebook. Now, these are different stocks you could pick here during the coronavirus. Many people who are unable to work or go to school will have much more time on their hands in the coming weeks. And much of that time is likely to be spent on Facebook, whether it's communicating with family or friends or catching up on the news. More people are likely to use the social media platform more often. Shopify, another good one. Many of the companies that advertise on Facebook use Shopify's tools to operate their businesses. More than 1 million merchants rely on the e-commerce platform for services such as online store design, payment processing, shipping, and working capital loans. Netflix, like Facebook, Netflix is likely to benefit from people having more downtime during the COVID-19 pandemic. And then they go on. You get a lot of stuff to watch there. Electronic arts, with so many kids home from school, this is clever, many parents come to see electronic arts, new video game streaming services, as a worthwhile investment. Peloton Interactive, COVID-19 and crowded gyms, the routine. COVID-19, the crowded gyms, kind of not a good match. As such, many people are going to forgo going to the gym during the pandemic, and possibly even if after the situation is over. Peloton is likely to be a key beneficiary of more people choosing to work out at home. I got a little workout area in my patio. Teladoc Health. Teladoc is enjoying tremendous demand for its video conferencing service. It specializes in health services that enable healthcare professionals to provide medical consultations via video conferencing. See, it's all going that direction. Zoom video communications, like Teladoc, Zoom's businesses, it's exploding due to the pandemic. So, we know the routine. Everybody's going. It's like Eric mastered all this to, in the situations with all these big events, with the speakers and the medical professions giving talks. It's all been shut down, and now they're doing it on Zoom. So you want to go to the easyway.broadcasting.com and look up Eric Zuley, because he is at the cutting edge of all this kind of stuff. And should Zoom video communications be on your buy list? Well, Motley Fool co-founders Tom and David Gardner have spent more than a decade beating the market. So, Reatha, I'll tell you what, definitely changing times, and these are different ways you can invest. And there's a lot of research. You got to do your research before you put money in things. If you don't know the stock market, be a little cautious. But this all makes sense. Where to put your money, and it's what people are doing now. They're staying home, going online, and it's not just the stocks; it's what you're doing. Be a little cautious about staying home. You don't want to just stay home and snack, because I suppose if they did the research, there's going to be a lot of people gaining weight sitting around watching TV and sitting on their computers. So you want to make sure
that's what they're saying. They're calling it the Corona 15.
Yeah, see. What do you think, Reatha?
You put on 15 pounds.
Yeah, 15 pounds. You think that probably is a deal, right? I mean, people probably gaining weight because they're not out, Yeah. So, does Reatha Gray have a exercise area in her house? Does she do her exercise cycle and her whatever it is, all these at-home gyms that people use as clothes hangers?
Gym, I bought my literal gym membership years and years ago. I pay $50 a year for one of the premier gyms in Los Angeles. And that's my exercise room. Now, if you want to know how often I go, don't ask. Okay?
Yeah. I'm afraid we're in that category. We've got a really nice, it's surrounded in pine trees. There's a pool, barbecue, tennis courts, swimming spot, and then they have a room that gives the yoga and really nice high-tech workout rooms. And I'm not going to tell you how many years ago I joined that and never go. But, I got a little workout area in my patio. I've got all the gym equipment. And that sits. Of course, you know what? I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to get a new program going to where I actually use this stuff. And you know what? When you start using it, it starts making you feel like you're getting some headway, and you start using it more. And the number that I picked for the change in the body and the health and all that, it seems to be in the 70 category, 68 to 72, somewhere in there. But it's like 70 starts knocking on your door. And it's when you turn around and you go, hey, what's the deal here? With the aches and the pains, or the this not working, or people I talk to, they just seem to start having issues in that age group.
It's called getting old, Jim. Getting old.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I'm getting old, and I need to move on to some other things today.
Okay.
So.
All right, sounds good. You gonna do an audition? We got something going on?
No. I did work on a commercial last week or week before last. It's still pretty slow in Hollywood. They're opening up pretty slowly, but I do have some other stuff to get to today.
Well, we better
life
let
does
you get
go
going.
On. Corona or no corona?
No corona. We want to let people know Jeffrey Levine .solutions. Jeff Levine .solutions. When I go through this stuff, where do you put your money? Well, this is a situation with Jeff. Is if you're looking at a secure type future and you want to get some answers on what to do, that's the person I recommend. But with that, Radio Boomers Live is I guess it's time to move along here. And easywayfam.com, get together with everybody and meet. There's just such an interesting group of people, and good faith-based people that they definitely got their act together, and they meet and interact. easywaywall.com and so much. So till next Monday morning, Radio Boomers Live, 10 o'clock with Reatha and myself. I guess, Reatha, what do we do? It's just time to sign off here? You want to do some signing off?
Absolutely.
Yep, time to move on.
I just want to say have a great, great week. And as always, I want to remind you, wear your mask.
Keep
Better
that mask
safe than sorry. And it's not for you. It's for the grandmas and the grandpas and the moms and the dads of the world. I understand you millennials are you cannot be moved by coronaviruses, but us older folks can. So wear your mask, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, and let's kick this corona right out of our country.
That's right.
All right.
Eric even put together an Easy Way mask. So there you go.
All right.
That's a cool looking
Absolutely.
one. So till next week, guys, Radio Boomers Live, we're going to be signing out, and tune in next Monday morning. We'll be here, Reatha and I. So long. Be happy, be safe, keep the faith.
See you next week.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boom.